Good morning, Long Island, and welcome to CMM Live. It is Tuesday, September 25th, a little bit of a rainy day out there, but we're going to have a great time here today talking about one of my favorite topics, and that is small businesses, particularly small businesses here on Long Island. You know, a recent statistic here on Long Island says that 8 out of every 10 employees that are employed on Long Island work for small businesses, and today we're going to be talking to two of my favorite people who have committed their careers to specifically helping small businesses thrive and grow. And as you know, here on CMM Live, we are looking to help Long Island thrive. My first guest today is Joe Camberato. Joe is the president and co-founder of National Business Capital, a company located here on Long Island. And by way of disclaimer, Joe and I have had a long-term relationship, both business and personal, but he really is one of my favorite people. He's a great leader, and we're gonna dig into him a little bit today. So, Joe, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure. So, talk about this amazing growth that you are a co-founder with the business with James Webster.
Yep.
And I've been working with you guys for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And talk about the last 10 years. Talk about how things went from an idea to this company where you have about 100 employees now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been one heck of a journey, it all started kind of from an idea to just help small businesses, get financing. It was very humble beginnings. Started out of my bedroom and out of James's dining room, and we started slow and steady. But we noticed almost 11 years ago now. We had a lot of, I personally had a lot referrals and a lot of customers that were small business owners. And it was in a different industry, but a lot of them started asking me for help with business financing. I was in the residential mortgage business, and I built a really pretty decent network of small business owners who were as referrals. And a lot of them came to me to get help with their home loans, and then a lot of those clients started asking me for their business loans. And probably like three clients asked me in 1 month, "Hey, can you help me with a business loan?" And I'd say, "Well, why don't you go to your bank?" And what we realized is that as soon as a customer got turned down from their bank, they really had no clue where to go. And what I discovered after a lot of work and research and just kind of taking one deal at a time and trying to really shop them around and help them get financing as a consultant, that there was this whole world of private lenders that are out there. That focus just specifically on small business loans. We noticed from there that the process was very difficult. There was a ton of paperwork. Every lender has a different, has different requirements and guidelines. So as a small business owner, if you get turned down from a bank, you really just don't know where to go, and you can really get pretty fatigued from shopping around, from lender to lender. So we've kind of created a platform that has eliminated a lot of unnecessary paperwork and really focused on speed. We brought all these lenders together, about 75 plus lenders now that are on a platform, and through technology and a number of other things, when someone comes to us, we can get them approved in a very quickly fashion.
Yeah, I mean, a lot to unpack there, but it's truly what I love about the entrepreneurial spirit, right? So in 2008, the world melts down.
Yep.
Banking regulations become clamped down, and businesses are worried that they're not going to be able to get their financing, and then guys like you were able to come in and see an opportunity to be able to find these lending arrangements, alternative lending arrangements from typical commercial financing, and get it done and keep businesses alive and keep businesses growing. It's really truly a remarkable story. I mean, my notes here say you've secured over $1 billion in financing for thousands of clients nationwide. That's pretty, look, you can't even help but smile. That's a pretty tremendous number there, right?
It definitely is. I mean, it's made us, one of the leaders in the alternative lending space. It's an awesome accomplishment. And, we've been doing this now for 10 years, but we feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah, and you guys are really thought leaders in the space. So just like in my profession, where there's so many questionably ethical lawyers and rogues out there, and people that can really, they get the headlines, they besmirch what lawyering is all about. And if you're a good quality lawyer, you'll naturally stand out in the crowd. And what I love about you guys is from day one when I met you, you said, we're going to do this right. We're going to do it ethically. We're going to do it legally. We're going to just work hard and build a tremendous brand. And it looks like you guys have really risen to the top. So talk about how important that culture has been as a guiding force for you over these years.
That's right. I appreciate that, and I mean, that's been really our main focuses have been standing true to our core values, and one of them is just doing right by the clients, and focusing on our culture. So we've focused on building great relationships with our customers, great relationships with our lenders, and building an awesome, environment, internally. And that's, just, for James and I, it's not really a difficult thing to do the right thing. And we've always focused on that. And I think if you do the right thing and focus on, good relationships, only good things will come out of it. And that's exactly what we've done.
Yeah, and that's been so impressive to me. As your lawyer, I'm not telling any secrets, but you guys just are always doing the right thing. Whenever a challenge comes up, it's what's the right way to handle it and how do we move past it. And I've watched so many other people in your space and industry trying to break into this and are just incorrigible people. And I'm really proud of the way that you guys have been able to build this. So talk about some of the actual programs and products that you guys offer. What types of loans you offer? What types of businesses can be benefited from that? Talk about that.
Sure. So we work nationwide. We have a big focus here and presence on Long Island, but we also work nationwide. We work with a number of industries, from restaurants to doctor offices, dentists, manufacturing, wholesale distributors, the transportation space, to the typical mom and pop retail location. We help people that are just starting out to people anywhere up to 10, 20 million in sales. We offer a number of different products, and really depending on our clients, our business owners, really depending on their opportunities, will really that's how we'll focus on what product makes sense. So, our core products are small business loans, term loans, business lines of credit, equipment financing, and SBA. We have a very streamlined SBA loan process as well too.
So what is the typical sales volume that a company that would take a loan from you have? How many employees would they normally have? Give our audience a sense of what that's like.
Yeah, so we focus on a wide range, and we're not just focused. So if you are doing, like I said, just starting off, we really need about $150,000 a year in minimum gross sales. And we go all the way up to about, like I said, 10 to 20 million in sales. That's a big gap, but I think our sweet spot's in that $500,000 to about $2 million to $5 million a year in sales. And each industry is a little bit different, what that means, as far as margins and things like that. Based on, again, the opportunity will make up, how we focus on, the right program.
Right. And so what inspired you to get involved with small businesses, right? So many people out there, particularly people in the finance industry like you are, will look to go to Wall Street, will look to work with large investment banking houses, will look to all this. What really inspired you? Was it the need? Was it the people? Was it a combination? Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, I guess the one thing is small business owners are the backbone of the economy in the country. Less than 1% of small businesses do over 10 million a year in sales, which is really wild. So, the whole country and all these local communities are all made up of small business owners, and it was really surprising to me how challenging it could be as a small business owner to get financing, and it's already challenging enough, building and running a business, as you know. So really, coming in as a partner on the financing side and be able to help someone get financing and be able to help that, to say that we help someone grow their business or hire the next employee and expand and to see other people grow, I think is really, rewarding for, to us. And that's, I think, what really inspired James and I. Yeah,
it's so valuable. So, I'll tell you, in dealing with commercial banks myself, I was looking at purchasing a small condo. Right? I went to the bank that houses all of our business accounts, that's been doing business with us for 10 years, knows every single dollar and cents that we have. And the process was so onerously grueling with having to get through it. For me, onerously grueling, that I just said, forget it. I'll find another way to finance it. Right? And that is killing business growth. It's killing it. So talk about your streamlined process. I mean, what's the application process like? It amazes me how you guys are able to accomplish that same end game of getting the loan done, have a lower default rate than commercial banks have, and be able to do it in such an efficient process. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so we help, we help people with excellent credit to challenge credit. So we're not focused on credit. We're more focused on the business and the opportunity. And I think too, we're also just, we have a realistic underwriting approach. So, if someone, had their credit challenge because they're building their business, we're not really focused on that. Again, we're focused on the opportunity. So it's a very realistic approach where I think a lot of the banks just have guidelines and it's very black and white and there's no real understanding for certain situations or things that may make sense. But through technology, through Salesforce.com, we've built out a pretty robust CRM system and we've digitalized as much as we can in the process. And we use technology along with great people in the office. So we have a big focus on technology and a big focus on a human approach. And through technology, we've connected to a number of different lenders. So when someone comes to us, we help. We do an upfront conversation, kind of go through their need, and then based on the product that will probably make sense for what they're looking to accomplish, be able to tell them exactly what paperwork they'll need, so eliminating things that are unnecessary. And then we package all that up, and that gets loaded into our system, and then digitally connects through APIs and a number of things to lenders. And then those lenders will essentially, I guess, bid, for that, on that in particular deal. We'll gather all those offers and we'll present them back to our customers. The customers get to choose one of those offers, and then we really just manage the whole process and are directly connected in with underwriting to make it, to put all the workload on us and away from, the business owner and the customer.
So what type of security, what's the typical type of security you'd be looking from these small businesses?
So that depends. It really depends on the product. Some are personally guaranteed, some are not. Some are backed by real estate, some are not. Some are backed by the receivables, and some are not. Some are also backed by the piece of equipment that we might be financing. So again, really depending on the product will make up the security. Some are completely unsecured with no personal guarantees. Some have no hard asset security, with a personal guarantee. So again, depending on the situation, and the product will make that up.
So business owner, gets in touch with you guys, and just walk through the process a little bit. Business owner gets in touch with you guys, and you have, I'm sure, specialists that sort of triage what their situation is, right?
Yep. So we do a discovery call to understand, again, what their need is.
Yep.
Then from there, we'll let them know what documentation is going to be needed in order for that specific product. And then we'll send out a DocuSign application so they can do it right on their cell phone or at their desk. They don't have to print something out, fill it out, and then scan it back in or fax it. It's all done digitally via DocuSign. Once that comes into our system, we will review business and personal credit internally along with their financial documents. And then from there, the system will suggest certain lenders or eliminate lenders that we know won't approve a customer. And then from there, we would connect that to, it could be sometimes just one lender, sometimes it might be 3 lenders, if we're not exactly sure who may give the best approval. And then we'll get that approval back, and if someone submits us all the paperwork we need, completes the digital application, we can usually have answers in same day or 24 to 48 hours, depending again on the product. And then we'll take those offers and we'll present them back to the customers. And the customers will choose what really makes sense for their need. From there, we'll request agreements from our lending partners, and then we'll manage the process right through to funding. So we can, we can have someone, a completed transaction done in anywhere from 1 to 5 business days, depending on, how quickly the client, needs us to work. We can work as fast as, our clients want us to. So
initial call to money in the bank can be how long?
1 to 5 business days.
Right, it's amazing. Yeah. That's absolutely amazing.
Fast.
And for folks out there that are listening to this or watching this, you have to understand how powerful that is. Time is money. Opportunities come and go, quickly, and the ability to turn around a business loan that fast is just unbelievable to me. It's really unbelievable to me.
That's right.
So let's talk about your own, business leadership style, your own growth that you've experienced over the last 10 years. You're president of the company. You basically head up their sales and marketing team. Is that right?
That's correct.
Right. So talk about that. I mean, I manage sales forces in my life. You don't have a lot of gray yet, but I'm sure it's it's coming.
Through.
So talk about it. What have you learned? What have you personally learned over the last 10 years of your journey?
Well, I think it's important. You really have to focus. Not everyone's motivated, by the same thing. So, I mean, I've had to constantly get outside of my comfort zone and focus on my own personal growth in and outside of the business. But really just focusing on, people and what motivates people, I think is important. Not everyone's motivated by money. Everyone has a different motivation. And then we've also focused on culture. I mean, that's really been a huge focus of ours in the business. And creating an amazing culture in our workplace has probably been one of the best things that we've done.
So what motivates you?
Winning.
Winning?
Yeah.
Winning meaning what, though?
I think, being able to, take this from an idea to really put it into motion, to build out different teams, build this company from virtually nothing, to kind of see it all in action, and to see some of the great people that have been with us for some time now, to see them grow, personally and professionally, in the organization it's been really rewarding. At times it's frustrating and challenging, as anyone who owns a business will know, but to see it all come together and to see it work and to see where it is today to where it started, it really is rewarding. And sometimes I think we all have to kind of stop and look at where we were and where we are today and appreciate the present.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, and I'm telling you that having watched you, you guys just have an amazing team. People love working there. They love being there. Your culture is terrific, and you've done a great job in marketing yourself. I mean, I notice your social media grow by Joe. So so talk about that a little bit. I mean, that's an interesting spin on how to put yourself out there on social media.
Yeah. So I think the name came up. I think really everything that we do in all actuality, especially I think in life and owning a business, everything goes back to growth, right? So it's all about growing your business. It's all about growing yourself personally. So I think everything that we do really all points back to growth and getting outside of our comfort zone. So we wanted to put this big focus on growth because we help business owners grow by providing financing, but also providing advice and helping. So my goal with it is to really start getting out with some of the local business owners that we've helped and to start share some of the growth stories and the challenges that other business owners have had, to hopefully that some of their challenges with other people in their industries, they'll be able to see that and maybe help with something in their business as they're growing.
Yeah, it's a great commitment to helping folks grow. And I know you offer some other services as well, other than financial services. And talk about that, and talk about how that idea came and how it's been working out for you.
Yeah, so we started a company just under 2 years ago called National Business Services. And Kevin Harrington actually was one of the original sharks from Shark Tank, is actually the spokesperson for that company. And we noticed that we help clients obtain financing for their businesses, but we've also noticed that not only do clients not necessarily know where to go for business financing, but some of the typical business services, whether it's payroll or credit card processing or marketing services or web design, phone solutions, and a number of different solutions, they're not exactly sure where to go for those solutions, or they're not necessarily getting the best deal. So when we help get someone funded, we also will take a look at a number of their different services, and we look to maybe save money in areas that they didn't realize they could save, or offer a solution that will help their business grow, whether it's bookkeeping services, or maybe that they're at a point where they're doing their own payroll and that's killing their time. So now implementing a payroll service and things like that. So again, helping them with every areas of growth, from their financing to services. And then also maybe pointing out some things that they can be doing on the marketing side to help, drive sales. Running again a business, there's a lot of moving parts, and there's all these things that you need in order to make it successful. So really trying to bring them, first-class services and the financing experience all together in one company.
Really, really smart move. I mean, You know, I've referred to you as the Amazon of business, but it's really true, right? The hardest part is getting the customer there.
Correct.
When you have the customer there, if you think about Amazon, they're on the app.
Yep.
So why not buy my groceries there? Why not buy my dog food there? Why not buy my books there, my music there, and everything else? I'm there.
Correct.
And so it's very convenient. And so, you know, you can't have that offering those services unless they're there for a critical reason, which is the financing.
Correct.
Right. So it's really a great move. Really a brilliant move, I think. And I think that you guys are going to do extraordinarily well with that endeavor.
Thank you. And we wanted also for our clients to have one place to call and one relationship and someone that really knows the ins and outs of their business that can help them and just make it simple and easy so you can put all your time and effort into building the business.
Right. So let's talk about advice to up and coming entrepreneurs. Right. So I know that you are very you're very big into coaching and you're very big into Young Presidents Organization, YPO. You're part of that whole YPO cult. Maybe you'll teach me the secret handshake at some point. And,
Maybe.
I know that you're very active with Tony Robbins and things that
Yep.
he does. Two great things. I think they're two tremendously great things. The hardest part for me of running a business is staying motivated. Right. That's the hardest part. Is it will beat you down. If you let it, and you have to find your own personal ways to stay connected to other people and to be motivated. What advice would you give young entrepreneurs out there?
So it's a really great question. Mindset is super important, which you just mentioned, and staying motivated. But I think two words really come to mind, and one is commitment, and the other is relentless. So I think if you're going to start a business or in the beginning, and always, you have to be 100% committed. You can't be half in and half out. You have to be fully committed. And then the word relentless sticks out because you need to be relentless in order to be successful. You have to it's just a never-ending relentlessness in building and growing your business in order to be successful. So being committed and being relentless. And then I think it's really important to surround yourselves with other proven successful business owners and leaders. Not to just plug you here, Joe, but you're a great attorney, you have a great law office, but you've also been a great business advisor. And I think surrounding myself with folks like yourself and other business owners who have actually built a business, gone through the challenges and struggles, and just being able to talk to other people has been really, I think, really important in our growth and learning. It's been really great.
Yeah, for me,
and helpful.
I don't find a lot of credibility unless folks have actually gone through the process themselves. You can get newly minted MBAs out there that are taught by the best universities in the world, and that's a great starting.
Yep.
But unless you go through the meat grinder of actually growing a business, right? It's hard.
You got to go through the process. There's nothing really that you could do besides going through the process that really, that's the real learning experience.
Yeah, losing a key sales guy, having somebody leave and go work for a competitor, all these things. Nobody can understand that.
Yep, until you're doing it.
Unless you're actually doing it. And I know you guys have, have been through it all. I mean, I've seen you, I've watched you, and you guys have been through a lot. So what's next, right? Where do you see the U.S. economy headed? Are you guys optimistic about it? Are you doubling down and looking to grow? Are you in a holding pattern, waiting for the midterms? Where do you see this whole thing sort of playing out?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't think anyone knows the answer to that one. But I'm curious to see what happens with the election. I think that could definitely sway things one way or another. I don't know. It's interesting when you look at a lot of companies, especially everyone is doing well right now. They're having turning real profits. A lot of the publicly traded companies have really real earnings. So it's safe to say the economy is doing well. But I think history does repeat itself. So we're definitely focused on growing the business, but also always keep protecting ourselves and keeping that in the back of our mind as well too, and being prepared for any turn in the economy.
Yeah, I would be more interested myself. I'd be more interested in what your customer base is doing than any other indicator there is out there in the United States. So how do you find your clients and your customers doing? Is it robust? Are things doing well?
Yeah, it's a great question, and everyone is coming to 8, 9 out of 10 applications that are coming to us now are expanding, growing, hiring people, using our financing to add additional employees, expand their location. If they're in transportation, buying additional trucks, purchasing a second location. So we are super busy. We've been overwhelmed with applications, and everyone that's applying is doing something that in order to grow their business, which is it's really nice to see. I mean, when we first got started, we started the company in 2007, and then we went right into the worst recession in history. We were doing a lot of our financing was to help people get through a tough time, where it's great to see that people are back to really growing their business. The confidence is there, and that's really nice to see.
Yeah, that's, to me, folks that are watching, that's a great indicator of what's really going on here in the country. I don't listen to the headlines all that much, or the supposed key indicators.
Yeah.
I like feet on the street.
Yep.
I want to know what those folks who are, who are working hard every day are doing with their time and their dollars. They're the ones who are going to be spending the money as well.
Yep.
So it's really important to see what they're doing. We have just about a minute left, and I want to talk about technology, right? The role of technology. So I see a lot of things out there, Quicken Loans, right? There's all this go online and immediately get, approved, disapproved, all that other stuff. How important has technology been to your growth? How important will it be in the future? And where do you see the whole financial industry sort of going that way from a technology perspective?
Well, I think it's a big focus. I think just not in the financial world, but every business, technology is changing the game for everybody, so you really have to be focused on it. Technology is changing a lot of businesses, but especially ours in our space. Technology has really helped, again, streamline the process and make it easier and faster to give decisions to our customers. I think where we're focused is we're utilizing technology up until a certain point, but still having a human approach and making good, human decisions. So I think having that balance of still, someone in our office, working and having that relationship with the customer, reviewing things, but using technology as well too.
So it can never just be straight automated. There's always going to have to be people involved in that. Is that what you think?
I mean, there are definitely companies who are automating things, and I think at some point things could be completely automated. But I always feel that there still will need to be someone that's on it, a human that's on it, that's making decision that the automation missed. And I think a lot of the companies that are fully automated today are missing out on certain opportunities.
Right. Well, you heard it from him, folks. Joe Camberato, President, Co-founder, National Business Capital, National Business Services. One of the great secrets here on Long Island that we're trying to uncover. Joe, real quick, people want to get in touch with you to talk about a loan. How should they contact you guys?
Yep, you can absolutely go to nationalbusinesscapital.com. You can follow me at Grow by Joe. And I look forward to helping you grow.
Terrific stuff. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you joining us
Thank
today.
you, Joe. I appreciate it as well.
Today was a great day. We had beautiful weather. We have a really great office environment, a great culture, a great team. But it's so nice to always get out of the office and to be able to interact with everybody and have a good time. And to see everyone, too, with their families and their kids.
This afternoon's been a ton of fun. It's really nice that everyone brings their family out. We could kind of see what everyone's like outside of work.
It just extends what our office is about. It's a family atmosphere, and today was just another way to, kind of expand on that family atmosphere and welcome everyone else in.
My favorite thing about NBC is definitely our culture. A job is a job. You could go anywhere, work, get paid, and that's that. But the people that make up our company is what really makes us unique.
It truly is a place where you can go to better yourself and better your life.
A lot of our employees that have been with us for a really long time have really grown personally and professionally. and have seen what that's done for themselves and also for the company.
Whether it's your first day or you've been here for 7 years, everyone has got your back.
Thanks to James and Joe, this job has absolutely changed the life of myself and my family.
The best piece of advice that I can give to my employees is never stop growing, and never stop growing personally, and never stop growing professionally.
I think at the end of the day, what makes me most proud about the company is the fact that when you show up to work every day, you're coming to work with people that genuinely care about who they're working for and what they're doing. And when people really care about what they're doing, it makes it more enjoyable to be there yourself, and it keeps the whole team motivated and everyone's working towards the same goals.
It's the people that we work with and the warm, inviting, family-like atmosphere that is really hard to find in any other place.
So at the end of the day, what makes me most proud about is, being stopped in the hallway and someone saying how much they appreciate coming to work every day and what an awesome culture we have. All of the employees have created that awesome environment, and just want to say I really appreciate that.
Stay here, man.